I'm pleased to be here today to make an important announcement regarding the measures we are taking to protect the health and safety of all Canadians at our borders. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, Canada entered into a reciprocal agreement with the United States banning all non-essential travel between our two countries. Similar restrictions were put into place for all other international travel. We also made sure when these special measures came into force that the flow of goods and essential services into Canada would continue unimpeded by allowing temporary workers, students, and visa holders to enter in a safe and orderly manner, all of whom are subject to the mandatory 14-day isolation period upon arrival. This approach has ensured we continue to get access to the food, fuel, and medical supplies we need without putting in jeopardy the health and safety of Canadians. While the border measures have been part of the government's overall response to COVID-19, we also recognize that they have had a significant impact on personal and discretionary travel. In some cases, and as a necessary precaution to reduce the risks associated with COVID-19, families have been separated under the terms of the non-essential travel agreement between Canada and the United States. We acknowledge that this has been difficult. Where appropriate, our officials at the border have exercised their discretion responsibly to resolve individual matters on a case-by-case basis. Over the last several weeks, we've worked hard to address the question of how best to keep families together in a compassionate way, but measured against the ongoing concerns related to the transmission of the virus. Following a review of our current policies, and in consultation with our public healthcare experts, as well as the provinces and territories, we now have a path forward. Today, I'm pleased to announce an exemption under the current travel restrictions that will allow the immediate family members of Canadian citizens and permanent residents to enter into Canada. A number of important conditions must be satisfied before this exemption will apply. First, immediate family members will be defined as spouses, common law partners, dependent children and their children, parents, and legal guardians. Second, immediate family members must plan to stay in Canada for at least 15 days. And third, all other public health care protocols, including screens at the border, remain firmly in place. Here, I would make specific reference to the fact that anyone permitted entry under the immediate family exemption will still have to self-quarantine for 14 days as soon as they enter Canada. To be clear, the immediate family exemption does not mean the border will now be open to weekend travelers or those seeking just to attend a personal or social gathering. For people traveling from abroad, they must still have a valid visa or electronic travel authorization. The purpose of this measure is not to allow people to come and go into Canada whenever they like, but rather to help Canadian families reunite during this unprecedented time. Today's announcement represents a responsible step, an incremental step, one that we will monitor carefully as we continue to maintain the integrity of our borders.